Hey, what's up everyone? James here, and today we're going to be talking about what happened to Dez Bryant. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. So, the first thing that stands out to me about Dez Bryant's story is actually his upbringing. I want to talk about that first. He had a tough childhood. Some of you have heard about that. His mom had him when she was just 15 years old, so that was pretty tough. She even told the press that she had to sell drugs when she was younger to even provide food for her family, so you can imagine that's pretty insane. In 1997, she was also arrested for selling crack cocaine, and she had to serve an 18-month prison sentence after that. She was arrested again, this time for possessing crack cocaine in 2008, and she received probation for 10 years after that. So it's pretty clear that there was a lot mentally that Dez Bryant had to deal with throughout his entire life, especially his upbringing, while he was also trying to focus on his football career and his future. And unfortunately, as good of a job as he's done, he's made millions of dollars, it's shown multiple times in his careers that this mental stuff he had to deal with just came back to bite him. In college at Oklahoma State, he was an absolute star in his sophomore season when he had nearly 90 catches for 1,500 yards and 19 touchdowns. But his college career was cut short due to him being suspended for lying to NCAA investigators over his eligibility. This led to him missing most of his junior season, where after that he declared for the NFL draft, but it actually worked out for him because the Dallas Cowboys selected him in the first round, 24th overall. So to start off his career, he had about 500 yards for 6 touchdowns. Then his sophomore year, he had 900 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's a pretty solid 2 seasons for a wideout in the NFL. But the next 3 years is what turned him into an NFL superstar. He had 3 straight seasons over 1,200 yards and at least 12 touchdowns. In 2014, he had 1,300 yards and 16 touchdown catches. That led to a giant contract extension. He was considered by almost everyone to be a top 5 wide receiver in the league and seemed like he was maturing and learned from all of his past issues. One of the most iconic things about him is when he puts up the X with his arms after he scores touchdowns. He does this to block out the haters, to cross out the haters, X them out, and it's pretty cool, and almost every Dallas Cowboys fan I knew loved it. However, his biggest issue the next 2 years after that were his injuries. He missed a combined 10 games in 2015 and 2016 where he only totaled 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Everyone thought he would be okay once he became healthy and that there wasn't too much to really worry about, but then 2017 happened. Even though he was injured and coming off a disappointing year in 2016, the Cowboys had a 13-3 record and had Super Bowl aspirations coming into 2017. But despite playing a full 16 games, he only had 69 receptions for 838 yards and 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns for Dez Bryant is completely disappointing. For a full 16 games, this was horrible for someone being paid as a top 10 receiver in the NFL. A lot of people say he needs a more traditional pocket passer like Tony Romo, and that's why he was so good, but I disagree. Dak Prescott's a very good quarterback, and if he would have had more protection, he would have had more time to pass, that's for sure, but that's not why Dez Bryant failed last year. The past 3 seasons mixed with his personality issues is what ultimately led to his release. The Cowboys didn't even offer him a chance to take less money and they just moved on. He was late to team meetings, and although some said it was passion, during games he was often very disrespectful and such a distraction even during practices. But to me, the biggest reason they let him go besides the injuries were his drops and fumbles. During the 2017 NFL season, he had 2 huge fumbles and 3 drops that directly turned into interceptions. These were season-changing plays that changed the momentum for the entire Dallas Cowboys 2017 season, and it just seems like the top brass for the Dallas Cowboys just grew tired of it. In the Amazon series All or Nothing that just came out in 2018, they did it for the Dallas Cowboys' 2017 season, and in it, you can see Dez Bryant was just often too emotional and very distracting. You can kind of see that they were trying not to show too much of that, but honestly, as much as I love Dallas Cowboys and Dez Bryant as a huge fan, he was just kind of a baby sometimes. That's the best way to put it. I mean, despite how good he can be and all of his potential, they just decided to move on. And I personally think he still has a lot left in the tank and get back to his Pro Bowl level, but he has to fix his personal issues, but more importantly, his drops and his bad plays. You can't be asking for top wide receiver money and then drop passes that lead directly into interceptions and pick sixes, which happened twice last year. As of May 1st, 2018, he's still unsigned, but I think whoever does sign him would get a great possession receiver. He still has to fix his drops and his bad plays that led to so many losses for Dallas last year. Of course, he wasn't the only person to do it, but when you talk as much as he does and then you choke and come up with those kind of plays, you've got to be held accountable. And for the Cowboys, it was releasing it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you like seeing sports videos. Make sure you hit that like button, comment down below what you think about Dez and his future. I look forward to reading it. Thanks, everyone. I'll talk to you all next time.